Hello everyone, I am Kriza Anel, and in this video, I will explain to you on how to get the frequency distribution table. So first, I'm going to show you the list of grade 7 Mango students in their second periodical test scores. In order to get the frequency distribution table, we must first find the width. To find the width, first, calculate the range of the entire data set by subtracting the lowest point from the highest point. So in our list, the highest score is 44 and the lowest score is 1. So 44 minus 1 equals 43. The second thing is divide it by number of classes, and our number of classes is 9. Thus, 43 divided by 9 is equal to 4.7. Round this number up, is surely the nearest whole number. 4.7 rounded up becomes 5. Therefore, the class width is 5. I'm going to show you right now the frequency distribution table. So there are 9 classes or class intervals in our group frequency table, as shown in the table above. The scores 41, 36, 31, 26, 21, 16, 11, 6, and 1 are called the lower limits, while the scores 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, and 5 are called the upper limits. So here are the class scores or the class interval. To get the next column, which is the frequency, we must base scores that are belong within this class interval from our list of scores in grade 7 Mango second periodical test. From this 1 to 5 scores, we only had third frequency because only 3 students had the scores within 1 to 5. From 6 to 10, we only had 7. From 11 to 15, also 7. From 16 to 20, we had 6. From 21 to 25, we also get 7. From 26 to 30, it's also 7. From 31 to 35, we only had 4. From 36 to 40, it's also 4. And lastly, from 41 to 45, we get 5. And that's how we get the frequency. Next is our class boundaries. To get the class boundaries, we must subtract 1 to our upper class limit and add 0.5 to our lower class limit. 0.5 to 5.5, 5.5 to 10.5, 10.5 to 15.5, 15.5 to 20.5, 20.5 to 25.5, 25.5 to 30.5, 30.5 to 35.5, 35.5 to 40.5, 40.5 to 45.5. And lastly, to get the class midpoints, we must first add the upper class limit and lower class limit and then divide it by 2 in order to get the class midpoints. So, 1 plus 5 equals 6 divided by 2 equals 3. 6 plus 10 equals 16 divided by 2 equals 8. 11 plus 15 equals 26 divided by 2 equals 13. 16 plus 20 equals 36 divided by 2 equals 18. 21 plus 25 equals 46 divided by 2 equals 23. 26 plus 30 equals 56 divided by 2 equals 28. 31 plus 35 equals 66 divided by 2 equals 33. 36 plus 40 equals 96 divided by 2 equals 38. 41 plus 45 equals 86 divided by 2 equals 43. And that's how we get our class midpoints. Therefore, we conclude that this is how we get the frequency distribution table.
And now, I will be discussing the stem and leaf plot. The stem and leaf plot is a method of organizing data, and it is a combination of storing the graphical. It has the advantage over the group frequency distribution for retaining the actual data while showing them the graphical form. Now, let's make an example of stem and leaf plot. Here, we have 50 data. The 50 data here is 29, 1, 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 12, 6, 21, 6, 31, 44, 9, 24, 28, 20, 19, 40, 21, 41, 15, 33, 21, 30, 39, 10, 54, 25, 58, 14, 42, 25, 15, 6, 26, 5, 35, 45, 28, 20, 27, 22, 19, 16, 27, 21, 41, 21, 7, and 17. Basically, the first digit of the number is the stem and then the second digit is the leaves. Here in our example, we have 8 numbers that only consist one digit number. So we put first 0 on the stem, and then the 8 numbers that only consist one digit number is where we put in the leaves. Here in tens, we have 210. So first we put the 1 in the stem, and then the 20 is in the leaves. So we have 210, then 11, 12, 212, and then 13, 214, and then 15, 16, 17, and then 19, 219. And then here in 20, first with the 2 in the stem, and then the 0 on the leaves, 20, and then 21, 21, 21. We have 3, 21, and then 122, 123, and then 124, and then 25, 26, and then 227, and then 229. And here in 30, we have 30, 31, 34, and then 35, 37, 38, and 39. And then 40s, we have 40, 41, 41, 42, 43, and then 44. Bar graph, also known as a bar graph, chart, or diagram, is a visual tool that uses bars to compare data among categories. A bar graph may run horizontally or vertically. The important things to know that the longer the bar, the greater is its value. Bar graph consists of 2 axes. On a vertical bar graph, as shown below, the vertical axis or x-axis shows the data categories. In the example, they are the types of pet. The vertical or x-axis is the scale number of the student. The colored bars are the date issues. The histogram is constructed as a sequence of touching vertical rectangles. Each rectangle is drawn with a height corresponding to the frequency. Observe that the histogram or group data is drawn with a rectangular such as its base equal to the class size and the middle point of each interval is conspired. The area of each bar is proportional to each frequency of the corresponding class.
As for the line graph is used when we wish to show how one value changes with respect to another value over successive periods of time. To make a line graph, on the vertical or y-axis is the frequency and the class midpoints is on the horizontal or x-axis. While making an ogive or a cumulative frequency polygon for group data, we mark cumulative frequencies against the corresponding class midpoints and connect all points. A cumulative frequency curve is obtained by smoothing a frequency polygon. To make a less than cumulative frequency polygon, as you can see, the vertical or y-axis is the less cumulative frequency in the table, and the horizontal or x-axis is the class interval in the right side, or the 15, 20, 25, and others. To make a more than cumulative frequency polygon, the vertical or y-axis is also the more than cumulative frequency on the table, and the horizontal or x-axis is the class interval but opposite with the less than cumulative. It is in the left side, the 11, 16, 21, and so on. Circle graph. The circle or pie graph is another type of graph that is used in illustrating how a whole quantity is divided into parts. For example, I make my money budget, my savings, and others. All I have to do is to calculate or add all my budget and get the percentage. On getting the percentage, the formula is we have to divide the value by the total value and then multiply the resultant by 100. And now, let's talk about the pictogram. In the pictogram, the frequency of each item is presented by pictures or graphics. Observe that pictographs are more interesting and attractive than frequency distribution. As you can see from the example above, they just tally all the balls they sold on each day.
Hope you learned something from us.
We are the group 2. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.